Am I on, Gene? Hello, good morning. Hi, yes, good to see y'all. Um, my name is Bruce Day. I'm your platform assistant today. I'm glad to be here, glad you're here. And as always, we will begin with prayer. Mother, Father, everything God, great spirits in and through and all around us. Oh, thank you for this day. Thank you for each day. Thank you for each moment. Thank you for this moment now where we come together and pray and laugh and learn. So many blessings, dear Lord, we are grateful for. May each of the most tiniest blessings remind us of your constant presence in our lives. We are thankful. Our gratitude lives with us constantly. May our gratitude fuel our relations with the world. May our gratitude be a wellspring overflowing into each moment to initiate love, understanding, compassion, and peace. Thank you, Lord. May we always be attentive to the essence of the presence of each moment. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver, and I'm going to be your musician and guest minister today. And this is a song called Only One of Us. And I'll sing the first verse, and then when the chorus comes around, I'll teach it to you, and the words will be up there too. It's very easy. So it goes. When I'm using my conscious mind, I am generous and I am kind. When I'm listening to my heart song, it's easy to remember that we all belong. Here's the chorus.
Together, we will recite Unity's foundational principle. There is only one power, one presence, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. When we live our principle, we are a thriving spiritual community here to inspire one another to realize God's love. And in the Spirit of God, we see peace, love, and an abundance in an awakening world. Sunday, October 22nd, in the year of our Lord 2023, the daily word is grace. I walk in grace and peace today. Can we? Shall we? I walk in grace and peace today. I give thanks for the activity of God in my life that appears as grace. This divine gift manifests as the beauty of the world and the people in it, and as the comforting presence of God within and around me each day. I do not have to do anything to earn grace because it does not result from my attitude or my actions. It flows from the infinite love of God within every person and surrounding every circumstance. It is the indwelling presence that sustains me in challenging times and lifts me in good times. I accept grace with gratitude when I have stumbled along life's path and received unexpected blessings. This boundless love fills my heart with bliss and peace. I live in the presence of infinite love, believing each unfolding event in my life is leading me to my highest good. And the reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you. Grace.
Now, the meditation is on the word that was a daily word, surround or surrounded. And so I'm going to invite you to get comfortable in your seats. And cross your arms and legs if you want to. Lower the gaze, close your eyes, keep them open, whatever makes you more comfortable. As we move into this place of presence and oneness, that essence, that substance that makes up everything. It's not just in it, it's made of it. We're not just surrounded by it, today the topic is the daily word through song. And I'm going to tell you how I got to this. So during COVID, I live in Sarasota, and the Unity in Sarasota, has anyone here been there? It's in a beautiful place. Anyway, and you've been there, Jean's been there, yeah? It is beautiful. We have a labyrinth in the backyard. Anyway, because of COVID and because they were already really well set up to record and to broadcast on Facebook Live as well as YouTube, so the minister there, Susie Shadle, only allowed 10 people in the building during COVID. So it was the same 10 people that would do the music, the recording. There were 3 different ministers that they could use. And so the music was up to me and one other musician. And as a result of that, I got to sing there sometimes 4 Wednesdays. It was Wednesday night, they had a meditation. And she changed it. When Susie came, she's a musician, and so she changed it from a meditation, or sometimes it was chanting, to music and inspiration. And the whole evening was centered around whatever the daily word was for that day. And there was a lot of music, because Susie played flute, and she liked to play along with the musicians. So I had to come up with 4 songs every time on a Wednesday, and I absolutely loved it, because I was on my bicycle riding around during COVID and saying good morning to everybody outside, not wearing a mask. Oh, good morning on the bicycle. Oh, what a cute dog. And I was really seeing, I had my bell, in my neighborhood. And, I have a lot of empathy and compassion for people that were sick or lost someone. I lost a brother-in-law, but we have to live too. And I'll tell you what, I had a really wonderful time during COVID, because I couldn't make any plans. I couldn't go here. I'm a do-aholic, and I have to do, and I couldn't. And it was such a beautiful, I call it the divine pause, a pause in life, and I was able to reevaluate and do other things, including working on the music for Unity of Sarasota a lot of Wednesdays. It was just, I worked all week, and I'm riding the bike, and I'm making up songs. So I'm going to do, I think it's 6 songs. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the spiritual significance, and then we're going to sing, or I'll sing, or we'll sing. So the first song is called Protected. I use those words in that song doesn't mean I can't use the same words in that song. I'm the creator. So this song, the daily word was protected. So let's say the statement, the affirmation that went with protected. Here we go. I feel protected by the presence of God expressing through others, which is really nice to be able to have it. That's our mirror. So this has a lot of the same words as surrounded. And I like to think of it as a original Buddy Holly song that's spiritual that I made. you all the daily words, but I wanted to read you the protected one because I love it so much, and I like writing this song. Let's do again. I feel protected by the presence of God expressing through others. We'll do it again at the end of this. It's still up there, right? Okay, good. Challenging or lonely times might lead me struggling to feel the presence of God. In moments when I find myself besieged with fear or anxiety, I help myself by calling upon the power of my faith. With faith, I quicken my belief that the presence of God is within me and all people. I pay close attention to signs of the divine in the world, such as people helping others through service and generosity and even acts of kindness. So wonderful, acts of kindness. I'm grateful for those times when someone came to my aid, actually, very much so. I feel safe knowing God is within all loving impulses towards service and help. I see evidence of the divine when I look to others. And we're just seeing ourselves, right? I remember that the kingdom of God is all around me and within me, and I feel protected. So let's do the affirmation one more time. I feel protected by the presence of God expressing through others. And before we move on, I just want to say it talks about faith, quicken my belief with faith, because if God is all there is, if God makes up everything in the seen and the unseen world and even the spaces in between, then that means it makes up each one of us. So, we are made of that God presence and energy and substance. So we can not just have faith in God, but we can employ the faith of God. And I think that that's a really powerful distinction, to just remember that, yeah, God's here. This is God, and I claim it. We claim it for ourselves. So we're going to move on to the next slide, which is Martha Smock. Anybody know who Martha Smock was? A few people. Okay, so Martha Smock was the editor of Daily Word for over 35 years. So I figured this is all about Daily Word, so we might as well acknowledge somebody that had a lot to do with Daily Word. I'm just going to read you a little bit about her history. She was born in Kansas City, Missouri. Mrs. Smock, her interest in Unity began at an early age. Her mother was a close friend of the founders of Unity. Who are they? Charles and Fillmore, right, good. Good Unitics, yes. Mrs. Smock attended classes taught by Charles Fillmore, and after her college years, she was invited to join the staff of Unity School as a letter writer in Silent Unity. How many people have ever gotten a letter from Silent Unity? You need help, so you reach out. Yeah, they'll send you a letter. I've had it a couple times. Mrs. Smock subsequently served as an instructor in the letter writing department, and in 1944, she was named editor of Daily Word, first published in 1924. So, next year is the 100-year anniversary of Daily Word. You guys, it would be good to have a big party for that. Maybe have me come back and do another. I have 3 programs of Daily Words or so on. She was also the writer of 3 books on healing after being healed of cancer. Unity it's all healing, prayers and healing. Daily Word's format consists of brief daily meditations and monthly articles on various spiritual topics. Its subscribers are from all walks of life and range in age from early teens to octogenarians, maybe even older. We're living longer these days. Mrs. Smock believed the magazine's language, which is simple and direct and non-denominational, and that she believed that was a contributing factor to the success of it because it was accessible to many people from all different backgrounds. So this is what she said about the Daily Word. She describes it as a magazine of today. Due to our close association with Silent Unity, the people that are asking for prayers, she said, we are aware of the needs being expressed through prayer requests and correspondence. We endeavor to meet these needs through the Daily Word messages. And she continues, many, many readers continue to comment on how remarkable it is that each message seems to be speaking directly to their special situation. This is a nice acknowledgement. And she says, daily word is what it was intended to be in the beginning. It serves as a daily reminder that nothing is hopeless or impossible, and reaffirms that we are spiritual beings who can meet any situation happily, effectively, and constructively. And so it is. So let's have a hand for Martha. Give her a hand. Yay! So we're going to move on to the next daily word, which was the light of God. Yes, the light of God. So let's do the affirmation together. I am the light of God expressing. So now this song, I actually wrote this song on my way here back in 20 years ago. It's a good song. It's a good one. I'm from Sarasota. I stopped in Tampa to have a visit with my friends, and my friend, her name was Bonnie. She changed her name, but she was known as Bonnie. And whenever I would be around Bonnie, she would always be like, "Oh, life is so wonderful." So that was her energy. But I got there, and she was in a snit, and I had never seen Bonnie in a snit before. And the reason she was in a snit was because she ate sugar, right? So she's telling me this. And then all of a sudden, she had like a little epiphany. And then she says, "But I know I am the light of the living God." And I thought, yeah, you are. But I'd never heard it expressed exactly like that before. She heard that at Unity in Tampa. She lived in Tampa then. I am the light of the living God. So I left her house and drove up here. I actually went to my friends in Alachua, but it was to sing here. And the next morning. So I wrote these words while I came up, and when I got to my friend Madeline's, I pulled out the guitar and I found the chords. And this woman, Madeline, and I used to live together in New Jersey in the early 80s. And so many times she was there for me. I mean, what do they call that when somebody's there and they kind of bring it out of you? Not a mentor, but when like a poet, and then there's somebody that helps. She was my muse, Madeline the muse. Yes, the muse, Madeline. Thank you, Madeline. And so I got there, and all the words were right. I don't think I had to change any. So it goes like this. Some of you may have heard this before. Light of the living God. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God. Joy is our destiny. I am the love of the giving God. Spirit moves through me. You are the do the affirmation one more time for the light? I am the light of God expressing. Yes, I am. And my name means light, so that's a precious word to me. And to have those epiphanies, as human beings, we are designed to forget so we can remember. So we're like, aha, and then life happens, and then we forget, and then we're like, oh, aha, it's really something. And the more you do it, the less you have to do it, but it becomes a habitual way of being, just to remember those, who we are, who we really are. So we're going to move on to another daily word, which is what? What's the next daily word? I believe it's resilience. Yes, resilience. So did they get it yet? Okay, well, they will. Resilience. So I'm going to talk about the word resilience. And the affirmation is, I am adaptable and resilient. Can we say that together? I am adaptable and resilient. Okay, it's good. It'll happen. Just patient. Okay, while we're waiting, that's okay. Is it there yet? Oh, yes, here we are. Yay! Okay, so I used to have an adopted Jewish mom who owned a beautiful retreat in northwestern New Jersey called Mount Eden Retreat. It was on a 189-acre mountaintop, and it had a big retreat center and her home and a bunch of buildings, and she used to have this thing called the Kindred Spirits Fair, and I went to the second one, which was in 1993, and it was basically I never left Mount Eden. I just stayed there, and I helped promote the fair every year, and her name was Elaine. And we got closer and closer. And then in 1998, I believe, we adopted each other as spiritual mother and daughter. So she was my adopted Jewish mother from the Bronx. And very wise and very generous with her wisdom and her love and her home. And she actually bought a winter home in Sarasota. So I stayed with her for a number of summers, and I got to see her a lot. And I would drive her places, and we'd go out. And I was there like a daughter. I really did my share as a daughter. And sometimes I would be crying on her shoulder because I'd be suffering because I wasn't accepting what is. I wanted it to be other than how it was in the moment. That's all suffering. We want it to be other than how it is. So very lovingly, she said to me, well, you're going to have to adapt and adjust. That's like it's part of your healing. You're going to have to accept it. And she's very gentle about it. And I just it went into the memory bank. So it was in there. And then maybe like 6 years later, something terrible happened between her and one of her kids. It was awful. And I was there that night. And, I was living there. And she was crying. And I just felt so bad. But I couldn't really do anything. I just had to allow that. And then the next morning, she came downstairs, and I used to make her coffee every morning because I'm an early riser, and I loved that. It was one of the things I did for her. And she came down the stairs, and I gave her a big hug, and I said, how are you? And she goes, with her Brooklyn accent, she goes, well, I'm going to have to adapt and adjust. And I was like, she listens to her own advice. I just thought that was the best thing, adapt and adjust. And then sometime later, it says 2019, and she died in 2014. So, years later, it comes up, adapt and adjust, and I wrote a little song called Adapt and Adjust, and it goes like this. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Let's try that part. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Now the second part goes, adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. Let's try that much. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. Now we're going to take it from the top. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Yeah. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. God grants me the serenity and courage to make a change. God grants me the wisdom to know when to play that game. Here we go. Adapt and adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Adapt and adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. With every beginning, there's a brand new end. Even if we're losing or gaining a friend. With every beginning, there's a brand new end. I accept what Spirit sends. Here we go. Adapt and adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Yes, great. Adapt and adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. Adapt and adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance? Acceptance is the key. Last one. Acceptance is the key. Give yourselves a hand. Yay. Beautiful job. I'm having so much fun here. Oh, we have to do the affirmation one more time. What is it? I am adaptable and resilient. And I know I am. Man, they sent me to the convent. I loved it. Who loves that? So the next daily word is what? Breakthrough. And so the affirmation is, a breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Now that, we can have a breakthrough. We can all of a sudden have an epiphany and it's kind of a breakthrough. But most of the time, we hit bottom, we're down, and we gotta break through to a new ceiling. And it's really, when we break through, when I was looking for a man, right, around the turn of the century, for 9 years, it took me 9 years. I always used to ask each, because I dated a lot of men, I met them online, and I would always say, what's the difference between spirituality and religion? Religion and spirituality. And they'd give me, I got all kinds of, and some of them wouldn't want to answer the question. So, they were, okay, bye. But, so the answer is, and I got this from Alan Cohen, the author, religion is for people who believe in hell, and spirituality is for those of us who've been there, right? Isn't that good? So I said it to this one man who I ended up with for a while, heartbreaker, but anyway, he said, and this was brilliant, he said, hell, this was online, right, before I met him, he says, hell, I was there once. That's where I found God. Right? You get so low, you're in hell, it's mental, right? And something breaks through and we find that. We find that possibility. So I wrote a little song here called Breakthrough. And in between, that husband and the one I have now. That one, the number 2. I'm on my 3rd. And 14 years, so that's pretty good. That's the longest one I've ever had. So number 2, was an oldies DJ, really, and he calls himself the Cadillac of oldies DJs because he was doing it in the 70s, and even as a child, bringing people like his parents, his friends up into his room and playing records for him. I mean, this guy he is in his Dharma. So wonderful. It's part of why I really. But as a result of those 7 years, I've somehow embodied doo-wop. It's like doo-wop there was a breakdown in my expectations of a face friend. I was feeling desperation, looking imitation. It's just an illusion, a sense of separation. We're always changing and growing into more. Life's a rearranging metaphor. It took a shakedown to bring me back to me. This latest breakdown has really set me free. 'Cause I found my inner world on a radiating, shining curve, inside and through. As I enter sacred space and feeling centered in this place, I found a revealing this truth sacred. I got a new point of view as a breakthrough, So it is. Yeah. Oldies. I love that doo-wop stuff so much. Really love it. Oh, what's that affirmation one more time? Oh, okay, we're going to go back. I'll tell you what it was. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. And sometimes we don't even realize it, but it's nice to get that. Like, oh, that was a little breakdown I had, and I was able to break through that. So, ooh, yeah. Sometime during COVID, written 2020, the idea of empathy was in the news because someone wasn't being given empathy that really didn't give other people empathy. So that's the story behind that. But it led to this song about feeling into our heart. So I want to invite you to put your hand on your heart because a lot of times that helps you to feel. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths too. So inner nose, breathe that peace in, and breathe out that grace of God. Let's do it 2 more times. Breathe in peace, breathe out grace. 1 more. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. Now is the time for the changes to be made right from wherever we are. What we hold in mind brings about in kind when we feel into the sacred heart. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. The heart knows the way, it's the truth and the light. It's our guiding star deep within. The mind tells us what, the heart gives us why. No better time than now to begin to have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. When we feel into the heart. When we feel into the sacred heart. Okay. So I remembered we didn't do the affirmation, so we're going to say it 2 times. Ready? I follow the guidance of my heart. And again, I follow the guidance of my heart. So the last daily word for the program is enthusiasm. alive, awake, aware, enthusiastic. You remember that song? Woohoo! And I would be so enthusiastic on that bicycle. It's so much fun. That was a gift because I used to take my bicycle on the road on the back of my little Honda station wagon. I had my Peugeot U08 and I had it for years. And then on Easter Sunday one day, somebody stole it. Anyway, things happen. And so, yes, I had to break through. So I did get another couple bikes, but I never got into it as much as I had been. And I had a bike. Excuse me, I had a bike. And I had really only ridden it maybe 5 times in the past 20 years from that COVID. So my wonderful husband gets the bike out of the shed and brings it down to the bike repair store and put new tires on it for me and just got it tuned up. And you see, he thought of that because I couldn't go to the YMCA anymore. They were closed. I couldn't do aerobics or Pilates reformer class. So he got the bike out for me. And it was right in the beginning of COVID, but within a few weeks, you couldn't even get an appointment at a bike store because everybody had the same idea to ride the bike. So there's that divine timing and that grace. Really, I had grace. And so I got that bike. And I got another one that's even better. A friend of mine was moving in. I got a really nice bike with a big fat seat with springs on it. Perfect. Perfect. So this one, enthusiasm. What's the enthusiasm energizes me. Yes, it does. I heard a minister, a fellow minister. We have a group that we meet with on Zoom every week for an hour, and so she's Reverend Sandy. She grew up in Christian Science, but she is a Science of Mind, or Centers for Spiritual Living, religious science minister. And so she gets on to do her share, and she says, gratitude invokes the law of increase. And I'm like, ooh, I'm writing it down because of course it does, but I had never heard it expressed exactly like that. Gratitude invokes the law of increase. Anything invokes the law of increase that when we focus on it, because it's the law of attraction. But I really like the law of increase because sometimes we think the law of attraction, I don't know, I like the law of increase. I love the universal laws. And I remember when I was just a musician traveling around singing in lots of different churches, there was this one minister, guest minister, who was a vocal, and she would say something and she'd go, the law of this, the law of that. And I was fascinated with all these laws, and so now I actually know what they are. And there's tons of them. There's tons of laws. But mostly we have the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of circulation, and even like the law of life, which means, this life thing, it just keeps giving. Keeps giving. Like, how does an acorn turn into a giant oak tree? How does that happen? It's like, that's because that's the law of life. So we're going to talk about the law of increase and all these wonderful, enthusiastic feelings. And this is kind of a country song, like a little folk thing. It's going to have fiddle in it if I ever get to record it.
No, I'm good. I caught it when I was standing up. How's that?
Good.
I'm back. Okay. Are we ready? Divine love flowing in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all I am grateful.
Gratitude. Yes.
And grace.
And grace. So we're going to do a little song called All My Needs Are Met. It goes like this. God is my source. All my needs are met. And I am grateful. Let's try that together. Keep going. God is my source. All my needs are met. And I am grateful again. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. All right, good job. Sound? I can't tell. Is this on? Is it on? Is it on? Okay, very good.
Now we're back.
Breakdown.
Yeah,
We broke through.
we got a break. We have a breakthrough. We're back. Here's our prayer box. It occurs to me that the slot here is very worn.
Good.
It is, there's been a lot of activity passing through this little slot. And it's ours. Yeah, it's ours. So all the stories, all the wishes, all the blessings, all the hopes and dreams right here, each one will be answered in its perfect place and time. Amen. We're almost
You got
to...
any kids?
No.
No kids? And then there's announcements.
We do we do have announcements. Let's see if they're written down here. Let me get my glasses out. Any new visitors here today? It's just the fam today. Yeah. Okay. Elaine Silver will be at the rear of the sanctuary following today's service with all kinds of treats and treasures. Please stop by and check it out. Wednesday discussion and meditation continues this Wednesday from 12:30 to 2. It's a great circle. We circle up, and I guess sometimes there's a program, and sometimes it's just us. And it's always good. Book Club meets next Sunday, October 29th, to discuss Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. Please see Joanne or Shirley to join up. And I found out after attending that you don't have to read the book if you just want to come, and that's kind of what I do. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Yeah. The Chinese auction will be November 5th. Chinese auction will be November 5th. Everybody, we're trying to get for new, nice, good stuff that everybody wants. There's already some coming in. We'll have a great time. And the drum circle is Saturday night at 6. And by the weather, it looks like we may have a fire. So, hey, yay. I got the wood. We're ready to go. Any other announcement? Anybody got anything else? Yeah, Shirley. Okay, yeah, Janice Murray is offering some workshops on infinite possibilities. And I think the next one is in a couple weeks. Um, I- the 12th. Okay, I forgot the date, but thank you, Shirley. Appreciate that. Yay. Thanks, everybody.
Of truth principles at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. So if anybody wants to come, you're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. So I'm going to end. Oh, that's right. We have to do the prayer of protection first. Let's do it together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Right now, we are grace. Predicament is the place in our world. Imaginations are so powerful. The word imagine comes from the word magic. Do make believe and create reality. Let's imagine everybody. Thank you, my spiritual family. And